everyone, and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my third iteration of my Nutcracker Squirrel build for last Epoch. Stronger than ever, currently pushing 999 plus bleed stacks at the training dummy. As always, I will show you every single facet of the build. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. All right, starting off with some gameplay. Now what you're looking at is over 500 corruption, and I have 10 bleed squirrels, and they are very, very ravenous. Now at the training dummy, they can easily put 999 plus stacks on the training dummy. We do tons and tons of bleed, and they just jump around with you with Fury Leap because they count as a wolf. We are using Warcry, we are using Frenzy Totem, and we are using Swipe. You will see here on that boss, even on that boss there, we got 552 stacks of bleed before he absolutely melted. It's just ridiculous how quickly we can put bleed stacks. And honestly, my Herald of the Scurry that I am using is not rolled well. We could do way more bleed if I had better gear. But all in all, even at 500 corruption, you see that we just absolutely melted. And this thing is actually better at single target. So let me show you some single targets. 550 corruption exiled mage. You always got to be careful with these guys, because they can nuke you. 500, 600, 800, 999 plus stacks of bleed. Look at it. Good night. All right. Fully empowered Nemesis, 530 corruption. And he's a poison guy. Ooh. 800, 900, done. Shade of Orvis, and if you look at the top, 999 plus bleed stacks. This is corruption 505, 505. Can't kill us. Dead. Now during stream, everybody was talking about how much they hate Lagon and they think he's the toughest fight. This is 686 corruption Lagon. 686 corruption Lagon fight. Just to show you that squirrels can do it. Now the squirrels will die at this level, and you just saw Lagon had 999 plus stacks of bleed on him. So you gotta be careful. This is where your squirrels will start getting nuked. But all in all, you can revive them very quick. Dead. Let me show you how to recreate this build. So now let's break down the skills for my bleed squirrel build, and I'll try and show you the order in which you want to take these points. Starting with Fury Leap, which is your movement skill. First thing you want to do is come down and take this bottom branch. This is going to give you more global melee damage to your squirrels. Your squirrels are going to leap with you, so they're always there as your bodyguards. It's going to give them frenzy, it's going to give you health, and your minions health, and it's going to cleanse any ailments. You're then going to come to the right and get better cooldown recovery so you can leap more often, and you want to be immune while you are leaping. So if you actually time it correctly when bosses or enemies are doing big attacks, you will not take any damage. Now you have 4 points left over. You could put this anywhere. I just throw it in Crater. Larger area, less mana cost. Okay. 23 points currently in Summon Wolf. Now what you want to do for your wolf first is actually take the branch to the left. You want to make it where you have 1 extra maximum wolf and 1 extra maximum companion. So you want to take this branch first. It is also going to give you the cold tag for your minions, which is important later on. Okay, I'll explain why you want your minions to have the cold tag. All right, you're also going to put a point into Legendary Bite. This is going to give you 40% multiplicative damage, stun chance, and crit chance. Next you're going to do is you're going to move down and take this bottom branch, and this is going to be your bleed. So you're going to give your squirrels bleed chance. You're going to give your squirrels multiplicative damage for damage over time with physical penetration. You're going to give them slow chance and bleed duration. And then the final 5 points are going to go right here. More attack speed and more movement speed. The more they're attacking, the more stacks of bleed they're going to put on the enemy. Moving over to swipe. For swipe, what you want to do actually is take this branch first and get 3 into duality of nature. This is going to give you basically keep your mana positive. So if you don't take this node, you're going to be negative mana. So make sure you take duality of nature. You're then going to come down and you're going to take aspect of the panther, which is going to give you a global attack speed boost. And you're going to take wild calling, which is spirit wolves. And this actually has a minion tag on it, which means your swipe is actually going to be doing minion damage when your squirrels are alive. You then want to take the tree to the left here and get kill threshold at 14%, and then we take some leech. Moving over to summon Frenzy Totem. Summon Frenzy Totem, what you want to do first is take this right tree up here. It's going to give you Frenzy Effect. It's going to give you your companions melee physical. It's going to refresh your howl on your squirrels, and it's going to give you boost to critical strike chance. Now, even though this is a bleed dot build, you're still going to be doing tons of critical strikes as well. The last 6 points, you're going to get some health regen. This actually helps you as well. And you're going to be giving your squirrels 6 seconds of haste. Every single time you drop this totem, they will gain haste for 6 seconds. Last but not least, Warcry. Now for Warcry, first thing you want to do is take this tree over here, and this is going to turn it into create a Warcry totem. So Warcry is actually going to go off 3 separate times, and it's going to have a 5-second cooldown, so you could use it twice as often. You then want to come to the left, and you want to take this branch right here. That's going to give you a 100% chill chance, increase your critical strike chance, but more importantly, your cold minions affected by Warcry also get that 100% crit chance. And again, with your wolves taking this tree to get 1 extra squirrel, you are giving them a cold tag. You then want to come down here and you want to take Berserker. And what Berserker is going to give you is basically improved attack speed for your swipe. The quicker you're attacking, the more spirit wolves you will be making, and it just gives you that much more damage and helps you keep your life and mana positive. You're then going to take the bottom tree here. You're going to get Breath of Atera, which is going to give you 300 healing. Again, it goes off 3 times, so that's 900. That's also going to apply to your squirrels, and it is going to cleanse ailments as well. The final 3 points for this tree is going to go up here into Battle Cry for 75% critical strike chance. So your minions are actually getting an additional 175 critical strike chance. Those are the skills. So now let's break down the passive tree. At time of recording, my Beastmaster is level 100, so we have all of our points. Starting in the base tree, you want to get as much strength as possible for your squirrels. 8 into Primal Strength, 5 into Hunter's Emanation, 6 into Survival of the Pack, which gives you and your minions a lot of leech. 1 into Hunter's Emanation, so this works with your minions, and then 5 into Cornered Beast. Now, when I was streaming yesterday, a lot of people are like, man, your life really pings up and down a lot, and that is true. But you are very, very tanky when you're at low life. So even though your life is popping down all the time, it shoots right back up because they can't kill you. When you have Cornered Beast, which is 20% damage reduction under 35% health, and Endurance, you are very, very tanky. And we have a lot more than that. Moving over to Beastmaster, you also get an additional 16% less damage taken from enemies nearby, and an additional 15% less damage taken when Aspect of the Boar is triggered. So again, tons of damage reduction in this build. 2 into Call of the Pack, 8 into the Chase for attack speed, 8 into Natural Fortitude. This gives you a big boost to your health regen for this build because you have so much strength. 5 into Envenom, and even though this is a bleed build, you're going to be putting up 100, 200 stacks of poison, and it's only 5 points, so it's actually worth it because it does do decent damage. 5 into Axe and Claw for the 10 melee physical for your minions. 1 into Life of the Wilderness so that your endurance also applies to your companions. 10 into Porcupine Constitution, which again, damage reduction, an additional 15%. I'm telling you, you are very tanky. 10 into Viper Fangs, which is going to give increased companion melee attack speed. Your squirrels attack like crazy. 1 into Natural Embrace for an extra minion. 4 into Cry for crit chance and Aspect of the Lynx. And 6 into Serrated Claws, which is going to give you critical strike multiplier. Again, this is a bleed build, but you have so much critical strike chance that you need to take this as well for added damage. And the last 10 points go into Ancient Might, which is going to give you strength and melee physical damage. So previously with the Raptor pack, we went very, very heavy into Aspect of the Shark. For Squirrels, I've spec'd out of Aspect in the Shark, and we've kind of went this other direction. The final 10 points, I have 5 into Plating, which is Endurance, Armor, and Minion Armor. So this is going to help your Squirrels stay alive. And the final 5 points right here for 5 Attunement, 5 Strength, and 1 to all attributes. Those are the passives. Moving over to Last Epoch tools, we're going to break down the blessings, idols, and gear, starting with blessings. Now on here, we are going all in on survivability. You don't really have to worry about damage. So we have taken Void Resistance, Critical Strike Avoidance, Endurance, Physical Resistance, and Health Regen. And if spec'd correctly, you'll see right here, 600 life per second health regen, which is unbelievable. That's 600 life per second. Moving over to idols, the main idol you want to find is this. This has increased health and increased minion damage over time. Now you could also find increased health and increased bleed chance for minions, so that would work as well. And I have 4 of those. And then also we just have 4 double health idols. And you'll see on this build, at least on the build planner, 4,500 life. Now, when you are looking at gear, there is an item requirement. This build does not work until you have the Herald of the Scurry helmet, and you could use this at level 73, 74. So you need to have Herald of the Scurry. This is what actually transforms your wolves into squirrels. And what's great is that this helmet also has chance to bleed on hit for squirrels and chance to shred physical resistance on hit for squirrels. This is designed for bleed, and you could have up to 3 levels to wolves on it. Unbelievable helmet. And again, there's some bad ones and there is some good ones. And when you slam an affix on here, you want to try and get level 2 wolves. Some other good items, we are using the Toll body armor. This is minions have a 40% chance to bleed on hit, and minions have up to 140% increased bleed duration, and it has flat health on it. This is also fairly easy to find 2 or 3 LP. The one I'm currently using in-game is 3 LP, and you want to try and slam life on it and chance to apply bleed on hit with minions. We are also using the Ribbons of Blood ring. This is going to give you health. It's going to give your minions leech and leech rate. Your minions also gives them 100% crit avoidance and melee damage. Again, this is also easy to find 2 and sometimes 3 LP. Now, for our weapon, I am using Vow. And in game, I'm using a 4 LP Vow. This is the cheapest 4 LP you can get. So that's the reason why I'm using it. It's because it's 4 LP. And you want to get a T7 increased minion damage over time. That is like the quintessential stat for this build. And you could get minion melee damage. You can get you could get melee attack speed. You could get leech, or you could get parry on it. Okay. And what's great about this is you're going to be able to revive your squirrels a lot quicker in a bigger area. It's going to give you strength, but more importantly, you will have 10 squirrels. And this axe is going to make it that every time your squirrel hits, you're going to get 5 life. Now, 5 life sounds like nothing, but if you have 10 squirrels and they're hitting twice per second, you're getting over 100 life per second, which kind of goes back into your health regen just from this. And again, very easy to get with 4 LP. Okay, some other items we're using. Oracle Amulet, health regen is on it. Gloves, health regen is on it. Boots, strength, movement, speed, double life. Belt, double minion with double life. On our relic, we are using strength and level to Warcry. And our ring, strength, minion damage, I put crit avoidance and lightning res. So that is it. And again, you are very tanky in this build because you have so much damage reduction. So look at this. Maximum resistances, maximum endurance with 1,000 endurance threshold, 107 crit avoidance. So you got your resistances, you've got your endurance, you've got your crit avoidance. You have 600 health regen per second, including you're going to get the regen from your squirrels actually hitting enemies. On top of that, you're going to get all the leech from your melee attacks with swipe. And again, in the passive tree, you're going to get 20% DR on Cornered Beast. You're going to get 16% DR on Yersin Strength. You're going to get an additional 15% DR on Aspect of the Boar. And you're going to get an additional 15% on Aspect of the Boar. So over 66% damage reduction from all the different things you have. I mean, you are very tanky. So now let's talk leveling. This is not a leveling guide. This is just kind of get you pointed in the right direction. Some tips and tricks. Now for me, it doesn't matter if I'm a Beastmaster, Shaman, or a Druid. I level my Primalist the exact same way, and that is through the skill Swipe. And when I use Swipe, I like to use these 3 nodes. It gives you hit damage multiplicative on 2 of the nodes. It gives you area, it gives you life, and it gives you kill threshold. So while I'm leveling, I like using Swipe. And what's great is you're using Swipe for this build, so you could just maintain it throughout the campaign. The next 2 skills I like to use is Maelstrom. And what Maelstrom is going to give you is Frenzy and Haste, which is great for obviously Swipe and traversing the campaign quick. And you want to turn this into a physical skill right here, because obviously you are doing physical damage with Cyclone. So Cyclone, Haste, and Frenzy. And you don't want to have to worry about actually casting Maelstrom, so you want to use Warcry. And for Warcry, you want to come down here and take Whirlpool, so that when you trigger your Warcry, it is automatically going to put the Maelstrom around you. So you'll be hitting with Swipe, casting Warcry, which is going to make physical Maelstrom so that you could run around and just kind of RF enemies as you run through the campaign. For Warcry, you also want to turn cooldown into 5 seconds. And if you play long enough, you want to get Berserker as well, so that you get a boost to your damage and attack speed. So the 3 skills I recommend: Swipe, Maelstrom in its physical form, and Warcry. You then put an unspec'd Fury Leap on your bar, so you could still jump around. You will fly through the campaign. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and improved Nutcracker? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I can do to take this to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Of course, if you think I've earned it, best way to support is Patreon, and make sure you join the Discord. Almost 4,500 members. We do a game giveaway or merch giveaway every 2 weeks for just being a member of my community. It's where we do our movie nights, game nights, treasure hunts. It's the best place to hang out. Check out my Discord. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.